No, you're right, Stitch. I actually had Triple G winning pretty comfortably also, just like Harold Letterman. I had it 8-4, and I appreciate your input along with Virgil. It really wasn't a question in our mind, and when they read the first scorecard, 118, 110, I thought, well, that's a little bit wide for Triple G. I had no idea who should go to Canelo. But, it was a great event. It lived up to all the hype, the action in the ring, lived up to the billing. It was a great weekend in Las Vegas. It's just, it's unfortunate that people are talking about the scoring instead of the fight itself. But I think the only way to really resolve it, as I mentioned before, is to do the rematch to have a clear winner. Well, there was a few things that we need to address with the Nevada Commission and Bob Bennett. We actually have a meeting this week with him, but not necessary to get into the details here. I want to address it with the commission first, and then just see how it goes. But look, we have a lot of respect for Canelo. First of all, taking the fight last year, he vacated the title when the WBC ordered it, and there was really no pressure for him to take the fight this year. Once he vacated the title, a lot of people were critical about it, but he just did 1 million buys against Chavez, and he really could have fought who he wanted. So I think he felt, the fan pressure to do the fight, and so we respect him for taking the fight, and certainly going 12 rounds with Triple G, says something, for his performance that night. He definitely, put on a great performance. I just think that Gennady, did more to get the decision, but you can't really take much away from his performance, because he did fight back at times, and it turned out, you need two great performances from two guys to put on a great fight, and that's what I think we saw. We certainly were surprised by the one scorecard, although I can't blame all. Some people say you can't win a decision in Vegas, but I can't blame all the officials. I think Kenny Bayless did an excellent job as a referee. Dave Moretti, who's from Nevada, had Triple G winning by a point, which we thought, either 1 point or 2 points was the right score. 1 round or 2 rounds. And then Don Trella, who was actually a neutral judge from Connecticut, he scored the 7th round, which I thought was Gennady's, if not the best round, one of the best rounds of the fight, and he scored that for Canelo, and that's really how he came up with a draw. So, even though Adelaide Bird took a lot of the heat because of her wide score, had Don Trella scored it the way Dave Murray scored it, we wouldn't be talking about that. It would still been, Triple G victory. So, we'll sit down with Bob, and there's some things that, we'd want to address if the fight goes back to Vegas. We won't rule out Vegas, but I know there's some hesitation on the Triple G side. If he's never had that issue when he fought in California before, or New York, or even in London when he was fighting against Kell Brook. But we just want to make sure it's an even or a fair playing field for both sides, and that's all part of the negotiation. I know Cowboy Stadium is very interested. Jerry Jones was very interested this time around. That's I know. Yeah, so he'd be interested to hosting that. And Stitch, can you imagine, 90,000 people at Wembley Stadium? Can you imagine 100,000 people in Cowboy Stadium for a boxing match? That would be huge over here.
That would be sick.